All right, Debbie, back over to you. You guys have like 30 more seconds. Wrap things up. Finish making the phone calls you're making. Whew, it goes fast, doesn't it? Get your heart rate up. I had a massage therapist work on me this week, and she said, "My goodness, do you do a lot with your hands?" And I said, "Yes, I do, as fast as possible." And she worked on my forearms. Oh my gosh. I'm using a lot of Renew 28 in my forearms. That's all I can tell you.
Well, that's good. I hope that was helpful to everyone. I was reconnecting with some of my people, which I've been trying to do all year, and I've got a lot of new appointments set up thanks to a networking group I belong to. So I hope everyone got some good connections this past half hour, and hope you guys all have a great weekend and enjoy the football games. If you watch football, these should be two of the most exciting games coming up.
But before we do that, does anybody have any questions? And does anybody have any feedback about how it went for you? What did you do during this 20 minutes? Cosimo, you're talking. Unmute yourself so we can hear you, unless maybe you're talking to somebody else. Oh, I think he's reconnecting with somebody. Who's got feedback or questions? Nobody did anything and nothing
Nobody had
happened?
anything happen? Kevin? There we go. Kevin's in.
I'm in. I got to get faster at sending messages out. I tend to not do a cut and paste message with closer friends of mine. So I didn't get as many invites out as I wanted to, but
Sometimes it's not about quantity, it's
Yeah.
about quality. So, right, Debbie?
Right, exactly. And I also have a shortcut thing, but I do it mostly not for invites. I do that personally. But there's a shortcut thing that you can do with your text messaging. And for people that want to stop their auto ship and stuff, I go, well, here's what you're going to be missing out, and some of the things that will happen. So I send that to people very quickly and stuff. So there are shortcuts you can do. But yeah, for personal invitations, I not only text, but I also try to call. I've always been a caller, and they can hear my voice that way. So I wouldn't worry about not being fast at all,
yeah.
as long as you're contacting them.
Yeah, and I followed Bonita's lead, and I made 2 birthday live calls. Well, calls out of
Perfect.
my line. Got some good feedback.
Yeah, that's always a very nice thing to do.
Yeah, thank you.
And if you're getting Genie notifications, I also call if they've advanced in rank, to director 300 or something like that. I try to call them then, or at least text them. And I've been getting, well, for a long time, I've been getting lots of good feedback for that too. Just to recognize people, make them feel special.
I made a call to a business person, and he wasn't there. So I left a message, but I also engaged in a conversation with his receptionist. And like so many people, she's working at home. So we got into a lengthy conversation. So I have a new contact.
Great, that's perfect. Going in through the back door, that's what I always say. Get the person that works for them involved, and it'll get them more interested, I would think.
Ruth, you were going to say something.
Oh, Debbie, this was so great. Thank you so much. After doing Eric Worre's GoPro in December, the assignment thing is something I haven't been doing. So I'm so glad that you talked about it. And these power half hours for me have been really good at kind of teaching myself what is scaring me. So I love to talk on the phone. It's easy for me to call people, but doing it in front of all of you, and I know it's no big deal, but I'm more nervous while I'm on camera. Isn't that interesting?
Yeah, that is.
So I have been starting so many more conversations, and I think thanks to comments people make, like Bo said, don't tippy toe around. I have that thought in my mind when I'm texting or talking on the phone now more.
Mhm.
And also like LinkedIn, I've got a lot more conversations going. So Dr. Silverman had said last week, it's about how many conversations you have going on, you know.
Yes,
So
it
these are
definitely is.
great. Thank you.
Absolutely, Ruth.
I started the 7 things to do every morning, the 3 things. I'm not finished. The forgiveness one is really, you have to think about it. And I'm at the 3rd one. Yeah, I'm not finished, but yeah, it's very good. I think it's going to be helpful.
Was that Dean Graciosi's?
Yeah.
Okay.
No, it was Lisa Nichols.
Oh, Lisa Nichols. Okay. All right.
Debbie, tell me
Dean
what,
had 7 things too. So
Debbie, tell me how long you deal with an associate who does not follow your assignments. How much time do you spend with them?
well, if they don't do the assignments, I know it's either going to take a while. I will have a discussion with them before, well, I will have a discussion with them just to say, are you nervous about doing some things? Because I can help you practice and get your skills down. So that takes away the nervousness, basically. If you've got good posture, you know this works, you're happy to reach out to people, you're not afraid to, or you're not afraid to do a 3-way and stuff, then you gain the confidence and you move forward. If that's not the problem and they're just still kind of putzing around, of course, I'll always be there to help them, but I'll move on to somebody, to give them more of my time who is really running and moving with this. And that can be far down in my organization. I work with, well, like people like Amy Nolan. She's, I don't know how many levels down, but I consider her front line to me at this point, and I work with her quite often. She's on today, so I can say that. So that's who I work with, the people who are running, basically, and that's who I give most of my time to. But if anybody calls, of course, I'll gladly do a 3-way or help them in any way. But I'll wait for them to reach out to me then, basically.
And that's where the expression "listen with your eyes" comes from.
Right.
Debbie, I wanted to ask you, and this was so wonderful. I wanted to ask you, when you do a practice 3-way with someone,
Mm-hmm.
you just practice like having them introduce you or
No, I do a full 3-way. So say it was your mother and you wanted to call your mother, and because she is somebody who you could say, very easily, will you practice the 3-way with me, Mom? And hopefully she'd say yes. Anyway, so you get on, I would have you introduce me and tell her, basically why she'd even want to listen to me, that I've been using the technology for 10 years and, I've seen quite a bit with it. And then I'd have you edify her to me. And then I would go ahead and educate her about redox and what it does and, how important and vital it is to the human body, and then see if she had any questions. So I do a full 3-way with her. And that way you could hear what I was going to say to pretty much anybody who was going to be a 3-way phone call for us. It just makes you more comfortable, and you can trust what I'm going to say, that I'm not going to be pushy and salesy and all that other kind of stuff, that I'm going to be a professional and I'm going to educate people about what this is.
so I mean they're not watching a video or something beforehand.
Well, you could have them do that if you wanted to. Otherwise, no, I would, because I remember way back in the day, I'd get Cindy on the phone and half of the people wouldn't have watched the video anyway. So she'd take over and educate them enough to want them to at least go look into it and get their interest up. So that's what my job is then. So my job is to get their interest up so that they do want to go learn more and get their questions answered and be able to, go ahead and get on the product.
That's wonderful.
All right. Well, we're past the bottom of the hour. So Debbie, thank you so much. You guys.
You're
No,
so
really
welcome.
quick, Cindy,
All right.
Cindy, we had Bonita was looking to ask a quick question.
Oh,
I
sure.
mean,
Okay, that's fine.
No, it's okay. I didn't have a question. I just wanted to make a comment, but that's okay. We can go.
Go ahead, Bonita. Go ahead.
So I've had this guy for the past 3 or 4 months. I met him on Shaper. And so he kept telling me, oh, I'm going to try this. I'm going to try this. So what's happened is doing this power half hour every day. I got in the habit of the first person I would reach out to every morning was Arnold. And I would say, are you ready yet? Or give him a goofy face, or, you know, is it time? You know? And so so the other night I did a 3-way call with him, with Chuck, and he signed up.
Wow, that's great.
That's great. So you did all 15 follow-ups in the past 15 days. Good for you. So most of us just forget to follow up, right? Woo-hoo.
I think that's great too. He's probably got a kick out of it, hopefully.
And that's where most of us fall down in follow-up.
Right.
We get distracted and we go on to other people. And, you know, Trish Winkler at the beginning of the call, Kevin, when you said, you know, I've got to get faster, Trish Winkler, I mean, I say that, listen, you know, I got to go. I got other things to do. Trish Winkler would tell you, don't be in a hurry.
Okay.
Because that person that's in front of you is the most important person in the world. And
Okay.
so if you're in a hurry and they, you know, you're going on to somebody else, they're not going to feel special. And you could hear how many times Debbie said, that'll make them feel special. That'll make them feel special. Anything to make them feel special. I hope you heard that mantra throughout her whole training today.
Okay.
And so I don't know, you know, if you heard the expression, people will forget what you say, they'll forget what you do, but they'll never forget how you make them feel.
Mm,
You want to make the people feel special, and you're not being a con artist.
Right.
The reason you're making them feel special is because you love them. That's why you're taking so
Right.
long to write a message, Kevin.
Okay.
That's good. That's why you're a good friend. That's why you're somebody that other people want to be in business with. That's why you'll be platinum by 4th of July.
okay.
Don't doubt yourself, Kevin Saunders.
Okay.
You're brilliant. I hope you're doing the exercise that Bo did earlier in the week.
It's
You know,
on my mirror.
Good. 7 times. I'm so proud that I forgive you for, and I commit to you that 7 times, 7 times, 7 times. And what it'll do, Lorraine, is it will shift your subconscious mind, and things will come out of you that haven't come out of you since you were a little boy, since you were a little girl, and you had no fear and you had no judgment and you had no monkeys in your head. And you just were being a human. You're just being a little human, living your little life. You know what I mean? Not worrying about so much stuff. And that's where we want to get back to. And when you're talking to somebody, if they're being strange, what helps me is if I imagine them to be a little human. I'll imagine them to be a 3-year-old child. If they're going, oh, Cindy, you don't tell me you're doing one of those network marketing things, I will imagine them at a 3-year-old child, and they're not so annoying then. They're not, because they're a cute little 3-year-old. I'd be like, oh, what do you know about network marketing things, you silly girl? You know what I mean? It just makes it makes me come from a more loving place instead of a combative, defensive place. And so anything that I can do, any mind tricks that I can do to make myself more loving, more patient, more understanding, you know, that's what I'm constantly working on, because it's easy to go, oh, come on, what do you know about network marketing, right? Doesn't work.
The truth is that they are 3 years old in terms of their education in network marketing, or ignorant in the sense of,
That's true.
hey, what do they really know? Because I guarantee you, if they haven't done it and become students of the industry, they are 3 years old in their education level of this industry.
And
Yep.
that's why most people, when they're 65 years old, they're broke, or they're dead broke. And there's only 5 people that are financially independent, because, you know, and those 5 people have probably learned about creating passive income streams and reproductive, you know, residual income streams like you all have. So never underestimate who you are, what you know, because even if you don't feel like you're making a lot of money in ASEA right now, if you're making $500 a month, it's something like having, what is it, Bo? How much money in the bank earning 3% interest? Like $250,000 or something.
Oh, it's more than that these days.
Right,
The
I mean,
interest rate's so darn low. It's almost having
Oh.
$1 million in the bank. It's absurd.
yeah, so you're already a millionaire, so relax and know that you're a millionaire and put on your millionaire shoes and go walk and talk like that, okay?
Okay.
Have a great day, everybody.
All right.
Bye, thanks.
Bye.
Thank you, Debbie.
Thanks, Debbie.
You're welcome. Absolutely. My pleasure.
Awesome.
Thank you, everyone.